and welcome to Ben Television News. I am Kiru Oguli. First, the highlights. President Goodluck Jonathan has called for an extension of the state of emergency in Adamawa, Borno and Yobe states for additional 6 months. Pastor Adeboye prays for the release of abducted schoolgirls. Nigerian security operative has arrested 5 crime suspects in connection with the April 14, 2014 bomb blast at Nanya Motor Park. South Sudan has postponed presidential election due next year to give government and rebel forces more time to achieve reconciliation. The Central Bank of Nigeria said money laundering and related organized crime are major impediments to development growth in the sub-African region. Now the news. President Goodluck Jonathan has called for an extension of the state of emergency in Adamawa, Borno and Yobe states for an additional 6 months following the ongoing status of insecurity in the northeastern part of the country. President Jonathan's request was contained in a letter sent to the Nigerian Senate, which was read on the floor of the Senate by Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu. In the letter, the President said told the Senate that security situation in the aforementioned states was still worrisome.
The proclamation affirmation will have elapsed after 6 months from the date of approval of National Assembly. However, representations were made to the Senate and the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the effect that while substantial progress has been made to contain the situation and restore normalcy in affected states, security situation that instituted the proclamation of state of emergency was yet at best. It will be recalled that the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are upon consideration of the realities of the security situation in the affected states that have been placed before it, graciously approved by resolution the extension of the state of emergency in further term of 6 months from the date of expiration of the subsequent period.
The Senate is expected to carry out legislative deliberations on the President's request for emergency rule extension in the northeastern part of the country as soon as possible. It will be recalled that President Goodluck Jonathan declared emergency rule in Adamawa, Borno and Yobe states following security challenges about a month ago. A new video was released by the Islamist militant Boko Haram claims to show around 100 girls kidnapped from the government girls' secondary school Chibok, Borno State on the 14th day of April 2014. The group's leader Abubakar Shekau said they will be held until all imprisoned militants had been released. He said the girls had converted to Islam, and the video released on Monday showed the girls, or claimed the girls were praying. Meanwhile, the federal government said it has seen the online video reportedly released by the Boko Haram sect of the abducted Nigerian schoolgirls who have been in captivity since 15th April 2014. Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Mike Omeri, while speaking with journalists, declared that government is reviewing the contents of the video and the accompanying statements issued by the sect. He told journalists that government will continue to explore all options for the release and safe return of the girls back to their homes.
The government has seen an online video reportedly issued by the Jama'atu Alul Sunnah Bidawati Wal Jihad, also known as the Boko Haram sect, and the accompanying statement issued by the sect. The government of Nigeria will continue to explore all options for the release and safe return of our girls back to their respective homes.
The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God has led other Christian faithfuls to pray to God for the release of the abducted secondary school girls who had been in the camp of the Islamic terrorist group Boko Haram. The prayer session was part of the highlights of this year's A Day Out with the God of Daddy G.O. in Abuja. Correspondent Miwa Bamdele has the details.
A Day Out with the God of Daddy G.O., Pastor E.A. Adeboye of Redeemed Christian Church of God, has become an annual event for Christian community in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. This year edition of A Day with God of Daddy Gio attracted Christian faithful from all walks of life within and outside Abuja Federal Capital Territory. In line with the mood of the nation over the adopted schoolgirl by the Islamic terrorist group Boko Haram, Pastor Enoch Adejare Adeboye led the prayer point for the release of the schoolgirls.
You know where these girls are. Father, bring them back. Send confusion to the camp of the enemy. In a way that only you can do it. Please rescue our girls. And please, on a very permanent basis, silence the terrorists.
The event also featured worship, praise, testimony of the faithful, and Bible study anchored by Pastor Enoch Adejare Adeboye. In his reaction, Senator Smart Adeyemi, who was at the event, said Nigeria required divine intervention.
The view that it's only prayer that can make things to work well in Nigeria, like most nations of the world. If I look at it from the biblical point of view, the world generally is passing through a hard time now. So there are challenges, and some of these things to me could be traced to end-time prophecies of the Bible. You know, nations will rise against nations, people will kill, thinking that they are worshiping God. All those things are in the Bible. So to me, what we require is prayer.
Chairman of the organizing committee of the event, Pastor Akinremi Bolaji, appreciate God for the success of the meeting.
People were very committed from the beginning. It will shock you that this program was going to take place in May, but since last year, we've been meeting consistently on a weekly basis. Every Monday we were there. And at the time this year, we started praying in Brethren's house. Not because the program has come, but we just want to show God that we are committed to Him.
In line with the scripture, with God all things are possible. Pastor E. Adeboye of Redeemed Christian Church of God have led several other Christians to pray to God concerning Nigeria, which include the release of the adopted schoolgirl by the terrorist group Boko Haram and other challenges facing the nation. From International Conference Center, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting for Ben Television News.
The Nigerian Medical Association has said that for Nigeria to overcome issues related to medical tourism, the government must see to the full implementation of the Universal Health Coverage Policy aimed at providing basic health services to her people irrespective of their financial status. The President's Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Lawrence Obembe, said this during a World Press Conference held in Abuja, the Nigerian capital. Festus Fifen, who was at the conference, completes the report.
Every year, Nigerians spend so much money in search of medical solutions outside the shores of this country, which experts now refer to as medical tourism. While this trend has been widely criticized by Nigerians, the president of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Lawrence Obembe, said that this practice is not totally out of place if it is done in line with medical ethics and recommendations.
Not realize the value of this scheme. In community-based health insurance scheme, every Nigerian has a doctor or a hospital as a first port of call. And if you have any ailment, that is your first port of entry. So at that entry point, the doctor is going to screen you. He will know directly at that point in time whether you need to be referred abroad, whether you need to be referred to a specialist in Nigeria, and whether your ailment can be taken care of either in Nigeria or anywhere in the world. So there is no legislation that can say people must not go abroad, but it must be streamlined based on professional advice. That is our stand.
Some of the issues raised at the conference includes the rescue of the abducted schoolgirls in Chibok, national health bill, security of medical doctors, and the 70 years retirement age for medical doctors. On the retirement age for medical doctors, Director, FCT Area Council's Health Insurance Scheme, Dr. Grace Aganaba, said that age and retirement should not be a barrier to service delivery by medical doctors.
And what we're saying is that there are so many doctors in their prime now, they're about 40, 50, that because of the fact that the government said a director can only be 8 years old as a director, they are now getting retired. This should not be. These are doctors that are very intelligent. These are doctors that can perform surgery, that can save lives. If in this their prime life they have to retire them, it will tell more on the Nigerian populace. Nigerian Medical Council, they are very strict. You must do your continuous medical assessment every year. Before you get re-registered or re-licensed again, you must go through some rigors. They must be able to test your ability that you're still coherent, you can still manage, you're not giving APC instead of antibiotics or something. So I'm sure if a doctor still has it, there's no need why they should be stopped.
The association, however, called on the Nigerian government to tackle some of these issues for the growth of the medical profession. For Ben Television News, Festus Ejirogen Efifen.
We'll take a short break now. Ben Television News will be right back.
I am on the streets of Abuja, the Nigerian Federal Capital Territory, just like any other nation. Nigeria is coping with various challenges, which includes socio-economic issues, unemployment, and insecurity.
As we are alive to review the first 100 years of our nation, so by the grace of God, with others, we are alive to review what we have done during the time that we have the opportunity to be in the leadership of this country.
We cannot continue like this as a nation. A time will come when the poor in this country will have nothing to eat but the rich. A time will come, those of us who drive on jeeps, it will become dangerous to even drive those jeeps outside. What happened in Libya is smelling in Nigeria.
In a quest to provide solution to some of these challenges, here comes Project Nigeria.
Welcome back. The National University Commission, NUC, has commended the process of integrating the International Financial Reporting Standards and International Public Sector Accounting Standards into the Nigerian university system as a means of bridging knowledge gap in the accounting profession. Director of Finance and Accounts, NUC, Dr. Sam Onazi, at the flag-off of a 6-day workshop in Abuja, underscored the training exercise, saying the concept was to first update accounting curriculums of degree programs. Correspondent LM Chukwemeka completes the report.
Although over 120 countries are said to have embraced the International Financial Reporting Standard, with 90 countries fully compliant with the standard, Nigeria has a January 2016 deadline to also follow suit. In his opening remarks, Dr. Onazi said that the Nigerian government had mandated government business enterprises to adopt the FIRS effective 2012, while public sector entities were also initially mandated to adopt IPSAS in the preparation and presentation of financial reports effective 2013.
The standards are meant to enhance the quality of financial statements and provide global convergence of financial reporting for competitiveness and national development.
He added that the difficulties by the agencies to comply with the system necessitated the shifting of Nigerians' deadline to January 1st, 2016.
However, due to the non-readiness of Nigeria arising from the above challenges, amongst others, the implementation date was shifted to 1st January 2016. The realization of any implementation date and IFRS and IPSAS objectives depend largely on the Nigerian university system.
The Executive Secretary, NUC, Professor Julius Okoje, who declared the workshop open, underscored the relevance of accounting professionals in the management of funds accruing to the universities in Nigeria.
We have a lot of problems in the university system because if the vice chancellor does not speak the language of financial accounting, there are going to be problems in that system. We also have a problem with the Bureau for Public Procurement. There are issues. So when we all speak on the same platform, it's easy to compare notes. And reporting will also be very easy. So we welcome you to this workshop.
The theme of this year's workshop is Practical Implementation Workshop on the Adoption of International Financial Reporting Standard and International Public Sector Accounting Standard in Nigeria universities. From Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports for Ben Television News.
In a bid to restore peace to Wukari community and other neighboring communities in southern Taraba in Taraba State, northeastern Nigeria, the Wukari Development Forum has called on all stakeholders to put their hands on deck to make sure that Christians and Muslims coexist without rancor. Our correspondent Festus Fifen has the details.
Southern Taraba for some time now have been under attack by what some of the Wukari elders refer to as external insurgents. This has led to some of the victims of these insurgents camping in makeshift refugee camps.
The purpose of establishing the Wukari Development Forum is to bring the Christians, the Muslims, the artists together to know that if you are an indigent of this place, this town belongs to you. And we need to safeguard it against the insurgents coming from outside. The main problem is that there seems to be a systematic attack starting from the 11th of April this year as an onslaught on Wukari. It started from Akwana, they went to Jibu, they attacked Ibi, they went to Kente, they went to Chinkai, they came back to Ndorowa and Yankola. Because we are not talking of, fighting within the town between Jukun Christians or Jukun Muslims. It has gone beyond that. We have an attack from people and people have been caught, some killed, and you can clearly see from their faces and a few captured that they are not even Nigerians.
I am 78 years old, and since I was born, I have never seen a situation like this in Wukari. The influx of insurgents of recent into our territory is unprecedented. We had no doubt that somebody is behind all this.
Some of the victims and caregivers narrate their ordeal in these refugee camps.
It's Boko Haram is pushing us. It's crisis we are from Gundida here. Because the condition is so critical for us. Yes, we need some help. We need feeding, soap. Look at how since almost 2 days, I didn't wash my clothes.
We were quick to respond when this crisis went on, just on the day after the shooting was stopped. We went out to see if we could get vulnerable people who had been affected, because that's what we stand for.
Efforts of the Wukari Development Forum started yielding results recently when Sir Emeka of First Foundation donated relief materials to the displaced persons in different refugee camps in the affected communities. The materials presented by the foundation includes cartons of noodles, packs of table water, bags of rice, bags of beans, cartons of soaps, Dettol, toilet paper, and among others. Presenting the relief materials, representative of Sir Emeka of First Foundation, Ino Anoliefo, who was full of compassion for the displaced persons, urged them to be calm and not see their present situation as the end of the world.
This sums up the quantity of what we are presenting to the crisis zone area on behalf of Sir Emeka and Sir Emeka Foundation.
The chairman of the Wukari Development Forum thanked the foundation for the giant step they have taken so far to assist the displaced persons.
We are much delighted on behalf of the elders of Taraba State residents in Abuja, particularly those from southern Taraba. wish to, at this point, thank Saemeka for his quick intervention in seeing that the level of suffering of our people are reduced to barest minimum. And I want to assure you that whatever has been released to this team will be judiciously distributed, and will also get back to you on how things are being distributed.
The forum, in their efforts to restore peace, has gone on wide consultation with religious bodies and traditional institutions. For Ben Television, Festus Ejiroge Nefifen.
Now reports from the rest of Africa. South Sudan has postponed presidential election due next year to give government and rebel forces more time to achieve reconciliation, President Salva Kiir has said. Mr. Kiir and rebel leader Riek Machar had earlier signed a ceasefire to end the conflict that erupted in December. He said an interim government will run South Sudan until elections are held in 2017 or 2018. A boat carrying illegal migrants sank off the coast of Tripoli, killing at least 40 people, the spokesman for Libya's Interior Ministry has said. He said some 50 others were rescued and an unspecified numbers remained missing. Karl Rameka did not have information on the specific nationalities of the migrants on the vessel, but said Libya is suffering greatly from the huge number of illegal migrants in his country. According to the spokesman, most have come from sub-Saharan Africa, neighboring countries like Egypt and Tunisia, and more recently more have come from Syria. Now in business news. And in business report, the Central Bank of Nigeria said money laundering and related organized crime are major impediments to developmental growth in the sub-African region. The acting governor of the CBN, Sarah Alade, said they gave the indication in Abuja while declaring open a 5-day regional course on combating money laundering organized by the West African Institute for Financial and Economic Management. Represented by the Director of Research, Charles Modi, the Apex Bank governor said despite the concerted efforts put in place by most African countries and the sub-region to criminalize money laundering, the devastating consequences cannot be overemphasized. She, however, stressed that the menace has dampening effect on foreign direct investment as well as dislocation of the financial market economy due to unanticipated cross-border asset transfer. The federal government, through the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, is set to clamp down on more foreign contractors over the violation of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Content Development Act. This is coming exactly 2 months after NCDMB banned Italian engineering, construction, drilling and oil field services contractor Saipem and Hyundai Heavy Industries of Korea for a breach of the Nigerian Content Act in Egina and Ofon 2 projects respectively. The enforcement and monitoring units of the NCDMB said that the board was set to wield the big stick on more foreign firms that think Nigeria is a banana republic where anything goes. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has warned individuals and organizations that install frequency jammers which disrupt the free flow of communication traffic on their premises to remove them or be sanctioned. Director, Spectrum Administration, NCC, Dr. Nwaolume Augustine, said the regulator monitors jammers, adding that when such is discovered, the regulator will demobilize the jammers. He said frequency jammers are equipment that harbor no data. On the country's campaign to meet the broadband target, he said a committee had been set up to harmonize the handover of the spectrum that will partly facilitate the achievement of the goals. The frequencies are still in the custody of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission, NBC. And that's the much you can take on Ben Television News. I am Kiru Obuli. Many thanks for staying with us.